we need to talk about the dark reality of big tech jobs, the things recruiters conveniently forget to mention. Well, today, I am pulling back the curtain. On the outside, big tech looks like a paradise, but on the inside, it feels a lot more like a cage with Wi Fi. Before you think I'm cynical, I have been inside the machine. I have spent years working in these environments. I've worked in big tech, I have sat in countless meetings, and I've seen how things have changed in the last few years. If you are aiming for these jobs, you need to know what you are actually signing up for. I have broken down everything into 4 points. So here is the reality check. Remember a few years ago when tech was the industry known for work life balance? Well, that golden age is dead. In my current role, I work with dozens of global teams. My day starts with status updates from India. By afternoon, Europe is online, and I log off late at night after having meetings with the US folks. In big tech, your scope is global, and the sun never sets on your workday. There are no off hours. And this has gotten worse recently. Remote work has well and truly ended. Nearly every major player has issued strict return to office mandates. And so now we have hours of commute on top of the already super long work hours. All this just so you can sit alone in a conference room, put on noise cancelling earphones, and join a Zoom call with people in a different time zone miles away. This brings us to the darkest reality of modern big tech. You are just an expendable resource who can be thrown out anytime. We have all seen the data, tens of thousands of people laid off in a single email blast. And the crazy part, most of these companies are reporting record profits. They aren't cutting because they are broke, they just want to be more efficient for stakeholders. But it's not just the mass layoffs, it's the quiet systemic culling called stack ranking that's even worse. In most big tech companies, managers are forced to grade their employees on a bell curve. No matter how hard your team worked, the bottom X percent, usually 8 to 10%, must be identified as low performers every few months. Think about it. Somebody in your team has to be sacrificed by a manager, and this leads to the most dreaded acronym in the industry, which is called the PIP. PIP stands for Performance Improvement Plan. HR will tell you that it's a tool to help you get back on track. Well, that is almost always a lie. A PIP is just the paperwork required to fire you legally. Managers will nitpick and document every small thing against you and justify why you should be the one who is fired. Often, who gets PIP isn't even based on performance, it's politics. It's higher ups saving their own people and sacrificing others. Everyone in big tech is in constant survival mode, looking over their shoulder, wondering if they will be in the bottom 10% in the next cycle. So, you are working long hours while being terrified of being fired. But you must be building amazing, innovative things, right? Wrong. The bigger the company, the slower it moves. To launch even a small feature, you have to align with multiple interconnected partner teams. I have had to convince legal, security, and three other product teams for even a small change in the UI. I spend 80% of my week in meetings aligning stakeholders and only 20% actually doing my work. And all this is for some useless feature which makes users click on pointless ads. I mean, most of the products in big tech are super mature, so you will not be inventing the next iPhone. You will probably be optimizing a small, tiny feature in a massive ecosystem. You can feel less like an innovator and more like a very expensive cog in a very slow wheel. The individual impact on projects can feel non existent. Okay, if it's that bad, why does anyone even stay? Why are people still lining up for these jobs? Well, because the golden handcuffs are real and they are very shiny. I have to be honest about the upsides. The first one is the pay. The salaries and the stock grants are life changing money, especially for people like me who don't come from a lot of money. Two, credibility. Having FANG or another big tech company on your resume opens doors forever. And three, the perks. Yes, the free food, the in office gym, the amazing health insurance, the vacation and the leave options, they are genuinely top of class in the corporate world. So, in conclusion, I am not making this video to tell you to not to join big tech. These jobs can build your financial future and your career faster than almost anything else. I myself probably will continue to stay in big tech for the next few years. But you need to go in with your eyes open. Stop believing the lies the recruiters are peddling. Know that you are entering a very high stakes, a very highly political grind culture where you are ultimately just a number on a spreadsheet. Take the money, build your skills, and get the name on your resume, but don't give your soul to big tech because big tech will not love you back.